Okay. It's 5 o'clock. I will call the Public Works meeting to order. Start with the roll call. Alder Menzer. Here. Alder Bellinger. Here. Alder Borse. Here. Alder Rust. Present. And Alder Decker is here. We will start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty, we'll go to number 4, approval of the minutes from March 9th, 2026. So moved. Motion's been made by Alder Rust, seconded by Alder Bellinger. Any comments on those minutes? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Those are approved. Number 5, we'll go to public comment. Is there anyone here wishing to speak for public comment on any of the items on the agenda? Okay. We will move on then to number 6. Resolution number 197-2526 by Alderpersons Decker and Rust, vacating and discontinuing portions of South Taylor Drive in the city of Sheboygan. And we're going to go with Attorney Majerus and Engineer Jump.
Yep. All right, so this is a vacation of that portion of South Taylor Drive that kind of splits the future Amazon development property into 2 parcels.
Okay.
So the city owns both parcels currently.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from Kevin? He's buzzed in, or is there really any?
No.
No, okay.
Covered it.
All right. Any questions from the committee? Motion's made by Alder Rust. Okay. Seconded by Alder Bellinger. Any other discussion on this? All righty. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That is approved. Number 7, resolution number 198-2526, Alderpersons Decker and Rust, authorizing a 1-year extension of the current agreement between the city of Sheboygan and Sheboygan County Interfaith regarding the usage of Fountain Park for the summer farmers market. And that would be Attorney Majerus also. Okay.
Yes. Hi. So the summer farmers market contract expires and we would like to extend the most recent contract for another calendar year so that we have time to more fully flesh out any further amendments that either party is interested in.
Okay, thank you. And I believe from what Director Peterson said something about that they're working on a longer term contract for the future. Go ahead.
Yes, we have been communicating with SAIO, and we very much value the effort that they put into having the farmers market downtown. In lieu of being able to extend or have a new contract in place in time, an extended contract, we just want to do this 1-year extension like Attorney Majerus had said, so it will give us time to work on a new long-term extended contract.
Okay, thank you. Alder Borse.
Thank you, Chair. Can you just shed any light on what is under negotiation or what types of considerations are being made that would prevent us from extending it for a longer term now?
Well,
Attorney Majerus, go ahead.
Respectfully, we try not to discuss negotiations in public meetings before anything has been settled.
So there's no reference to what types of items are under discussion, not necessarily the negotiation of those items, but what types of items are being discussed?
I guess I'm having a hard time distinguishing between identifying an item and identifying the negotiation position on that item. Can you clarify for me?
For instance, I'm going to use a completely different example, but if they wanted the beer garden is the example that's coming to mind, and if they wanted to be able to extend their hours. We wanted them to shorten them, they wanted to lengthen them, we were negotiating that. So the types of hours that it would operate would be an example. We're not saying which position we're on in terms of whether we want to extend the hours or shorten the hours, but just that that's one of the topics that we're discussing.
All right, I'm comfortable with you answering in that. I'm comfortable with you answering.
If there's nothing additional that can be shared at this time, that's understandable, but I'm just curious if it was, we've had situations, a few in the past, where we've extended things for a shorter term of time because we are running up against a deadline and there's further negotiation that needs to happen, which of course just means it has to come back to council or come back to committee at a later date. So I was just trying to clarify if it was something more challenging that we were trying to address, or, you know, anything in particular that was causing it to be a temporary, if you will, or short-term approval as opposed to a longer-term approval.
It's more of just timing rather than any significant changes to any of the operations.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I would also add maybe that, you know, that we don't know what the park is going to look like in the future also. I guess that's, you know, part of, so there we have to be able to make sure that we leave things, you know, maybe open for discussion in the future for things like that. Yes. So, all righty. Let's see, we had a motion, right? We have a motion. Yeah, you motioned, right? Okay. Motion's made by Alder Rust, second by Alder Bellinger. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. Number 8, resolution number 199-2526 by Alderpersons Decker and Rust, authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute an amendment to the agreement with Second Revolution LLC, DBA EOS, to allow for the installation of internet service equipment on the DeLand Beach House. Director Peterson, I think I got you there. Okay.
Yes, we recently just, council approved an agreement to extend the rental agreement with Second Revolution. And what has been presented to us following that is they would like to extend Wi-Fi service to that building. It currently does not. In fact, there's no infrastructure for that on the east side of Broughton. And the reason why that was proposed to us from EOS, or Second Revolution, is that it would significantly assist in the being able to function a credit card reader. It would make their rental operations and their logging and tracking of the programs that they offer out of there much easier, much more efficient. And there's no implications to the city as far as cost. That will all be on Second Revolution. They've agreed to that. And they have already reached out to a contractor to install the cabling and everything. So this will just allow that to proceed and to be up and running and functioning prior to their official season start.
Okay, thank you, Director Peterson. Yeah, this all makes sense. I mean, you're able to operate nowadays as far as doing, you know, credit cards and things like that without having internet is very difficult. So I can see where they would want to do that. Anyone else have comments? Looking for a motion. Motion's made by Alder Rust, second by Alder Borse. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Moving on to number 9, resolution number 200-2526 by Alderpersons Decker and Rust, authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute a vacant land offer to purchase the redevelopment authority of the city of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and the RDEA and the city relating to parcels numbers listed on this agenda, located south of New Jersey Avenue and the Municipal Services Building for the future development of a public works storage facility. Director Peterson.
Yes, so this lot that we're looking at is the property. It actually has 6 lots currently owned by the RDA. And in reviewing public works needs as far as municipal service building, known as MSB, we are at capacity for storage, and we have significant valued equipment and supplies that currently is stored outside or in dilapidated buildings at best that aren't quite weatherproof. So they naturally deteriorate, they deal with all the weather. And the proposal here is to acquire this property from RDA so we can construct a storage building that was already proposed in CIP, approved by council, to house all that equipment so it's protected from the elements and it would free up the space that we need.
Thank you. Yes, I was on the RDA when we approved the sale of this, so that's, I guess that's one question I have to the city attorney. Is it all right that I am approving the purchase even though I helped approve the sale?
I think so, because your role with the RDA was in your professional capacity as a representative of council. You're not receiving a personal benefit, nor is a
Okay.
benefit being received by any members of your immediate family. So there's not an ethical conflict there. And you are continuing to vote tonight in your same professional capacity as an alderperson.
Okay, all right. I don't have plans for it, but okay. All righty, any discussion? Looking for motion then. Motion is made by Alder Rust, seconded by Alder Bellinger. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. Tentative next date of regular meeting, April 13th, 2026. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion is made by Alder Rust, seconded by Alder Bellinger to adjourn. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.